Hello and welcome, my Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Capricorn 2, full moon next in Leo, your full moon of the year. Sun must be in Aquarius if it's going to be in full. Okay, well, the cats really felt that vibe, didn't they? I am your reader, Mark Angela Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch. Professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angela Lyons, but you can call me Mal. And I'm also the mother, because cats can't say dada, they go say mama, of the three beautiful black cats, my beautiful mini Black Panthers, Wakanda forever. If you are new to my channel, you know the deal. Like if you like, subscribe if you want more, comment if you feel it. And to my subscribers, my Leonines, my lovely, lovely Leonines. Hi, I'm Leo Rising. So sometimes I show up in the readings and I can't stop it. Quantum unity, whatever you want to call it, is just how it rolls. So here's the deal. We're doing a 7-card draw, 7 different card systems, 4 oracles, 2 tarot, 1 healing system, to get you clues, tips, and hints about what you need to wax, right? It's a waxing moon from noon to full, to grow, to expand, to evolve, that kind of sort of thing, to increase, if you want to say it that way, over a particular time frame, right? We're looking at the new moon in Capricorn, midnight on the 13th, which feels just different. I don't know why. It's rarely we get something exactly at midnight or noon, to the full moon in Leo at 2:16 p.m. on the 28th. All times are Eastern. I'm in New York. Do the math, so I don't got it. So let's do this. It's a general read as always. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs, because you might get, like, your sun sign's going to get different information perhaps, or a different perspective than your moon sign will, or it could be a completely different thing you need to be aware of, deal with, cope with, wax, however that works out. All of the decks that I read are always listed in the description box all the way at the bottom. Other than that, let's get down to business. Please breathe. Right, both feet on the floor if you can, for as long as you can, right? Stay grounded, stay here now, focus on the breath, and let's do this. Let's start with the Healing with the Angels Oracle. Doreen Virtue, please, my angels and archangels of fire, and the sign of Leo, the Michaelites, please, 1 card in clarity for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video. What do they need? What is the angel, the healing angel that they most need to call upon during this waxing moon, new moon in Capricorn to full moon next in Leo, January 2021? Focus. Now, Leo is fixed fire, which means focused fire, right? Like the sun doesn't move, right? Everything else goes around it. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west. It only looks that way, right? So what would the healing angel of focus do? Get your focus on your healing, or heal your focus, right? Or bring things to you to focus upon that in some way assist in healing what it is that's waxing this, particularly because it's in Capricorn. A new moon in Capricorn can be tricky, right? It's like slow and steady wins the race. It's something that develops over a longer period of time, and even a 2-week waxing period. Go slow on this, but keep your focus, right? And call to that angel, help me focus, particularly as a fire sign, help me focus my will and desire. So I'm not focusing on, this is very Abraham Hicks. They just gave me what I want and what I don't want. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you're going to pivot, you know, really, if you're going to do that kind of work, that intentional work, then really clarify for yourself. Call, help me heal my focus. So easy to get distracted, particularly if you're an empath. Oh, yesterday was tricky. Breathe. Let's ask the goddesses, the divine feminines, please, using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. My goddesses of fire and the sign of Leo, please, 1 card in clarity for this Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is it we need to be aware of inside of ourselves? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, the yin world, the interior world, the psychological world, the mental, emotional world in the Leo Collective. For the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video for this new moon in Capricorn, waxing to the full moon in Leo, our full moon for the year, January 2021. Temperance. Ooh, well, major arcana card. Look, Temperance, it is about patience, but it's also about discipline. It's trying to blend two opposites in this card, fire and water, right? To create, well, steam, if you want to go there. And steam power really was a very big thing on our planet and created the Industrial Revolution, essentially. That might not be completely accurately, historically accurate. But certainly that card of temperance, right? There is that thing of alchemy that it takes time, it takes pressure, and it takes heat, right? And you're a Leo, so your focus is very important here. But it doesn't feel like there's so much instant gratification that you need inside of yourself right now, as much as it is really having the discipline of what? Focus. Now, you could say patience, but what does patience take? A discipline of focus, right? A temperance, a balancing within yourself. Now, it might be that you've already achieved that. You may not realize it, right? So realize it. Make it real for yourself. Acknowledge that within yourself. Let's do our second tarot here, right? We got one oracle, one tarot. This will be our second and last tarot for this 7-card draw. Let's see what's going on the outside, right? The divine masculine aspect, the yang, the lower 3 chakras, root, sacrum, and solar plexus. Breathe. Here you are. All right, my gods of fire and the sign of Leo, please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. What is it they need to be aware of outside of themselves? Perhaps how they're coming off, how they appear horizontally from the outside looking in, or just something they need to be aware of that needs their focus and their interior temperance. This new moon in Capricorn waxing to full in Leo, their sign. Ooh. January 2021, 5 of Swords. So there's a little bit of mental conflict going on here, right? Can be argumentative, right? There might be so much distraction, so much confusion, so much mental cacophony, like static on the radio station. See, static is just frequencies that have gotten onto the channel that don't belong there, or you're stuck between channels, right? Remember when you used to do that with radios? Then you do that, but still, even then, frequencies can overlap. So I could see if there's a lot of bickering or a lot of arguing or a lot of contrary statements or a lot of confusing information. It might be very hard to hold your focus. Well, what should I focus on? What's the most important? Well, we'll see with the cards that come, but definitely just in terms of tarot narrative, inside of yourself, you have got or are at least developing the discipline, the patience, the harmony within yourself, regardless of the intellectual arguments, the mental cacophony, the psychic static on the channel. If you're an empath on top of that, you might not just be picking up things emotionally, empathically, but mentally telepathically, because it's hard to strain out all of the different thoughts that are in the air, not just on the TV or on the internet, but just at the people around you, the stuff in the air. So let's keep going. This should be very helpful then. The Crystal Oracle. Tony Carmine Salerno. I love this Oracle deck, and it's so funny. I got it. I was like, oh, this will be cute. And it's really way deeper than I expected. So let's ask Archangel Ariel, one of the Earth Angels, my personal Archangel. What's the Crystal Oracle? Either what's written in the book or the stone itself, maybe both. I mean, Lord knows I've worked with a lot of these stones throughout my career, but there are some I've never heard of before. Geology, what are you going to do? Gemology. Someone called Barbara Minerva. Don't breathe. I mean, breathe, but don't call Barbara Minerva. Cheetah, breathe. I'm glad you like that. Archangel Ariel, please. Well, Wonder Woman was sculpted from clay originally. Please, my beloved Archangel Ariel, I love you so much. One card in clarity from my beloved Leo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video. They need to call upon the Angel of Focus, and they need to acknowledge or balance this temperance within themselves, and they need to be aware of this 5 of Swords, mental static, arguing, bitching, moaning, whatever that is. Maybe their own contradictory thoughts about this situation in the outside world. So please, what is the perfect Crystal Oracle? Either the stone or the description in the book that they need. This new moon in Capricorn waxing to full moon in Leo. Amulet stone. Thunder, thunder, thunder eggs. Ho! Crack. I did not call you a hoe. It's very Lion-o, though, you have to admit. It's not a bad reference for a Leo reading. The amulet stone, oh, thou must go forth and find the amulet stone. Isn't that right, Diana? She doesn't talk much. Also known as thunder eggs, protection, guidance, travel, and integration, which is an interesting word here, because certainly this card of Temperance, right? It's like you're integrating, you're balancing your water emotions with your fire, your will, and desire. Travel plans will soon be on the horizon. Okay, well, I could see that. The Five of Swords map of travel. Where? Are you sure? Right? With everything that's gone on, an unexpected opportunity will arise, which will see you preparing to travel to a faraway place. The amulet stone offers you protection and guidance while traveling. Now, just to clarify, because I've taught witchcraft for so long, there's a difference between an amulet and a talisman. Of course, assonance and alliteration. I was raised by a nursery school teacher. Amulet away, right? So it protects, it wards off. Talisman to ward. Just saying. While away, you will discover interesting ways of integrating your physical and spiritual life, which is very much this Temperance card, as well as your business and personal life. Ideas and opportunities arise that you will find both rewarding and stimulating. Allow yourself to keep an open heart and mind. Okay, right? Heart and mind, this is doable, but there is certainly a need of protection there. And I think some of that amulet stone idea is to kind of say, okay, there's all sorts of crazy in the air right now. Trust me, the day I had yesterday, it was fun doing readings yesterday. Oh, the 5th of January, anybody? So, you know, that amulet stone of saying, okay, I get there's a lot of static in the air and maybe 2% of it is true, right? So I'm gonna take this journey. And they are saying, even if this is not a literal physical journey to a faraway place, it can be from, I don't know, perhaps a different spiritual culture, right? Like if you've never done yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong, right? Or, you know, maybe it is about chakras and you haven't done that before, you know, something, or maybe you're working with a pantheon outside of those that you usually do. Those are quite literally the deities and archetypes from a different location, maybe far away from you. I'm not going to go so far as to say the extraterrestrial, because I don't usually truck in that stuff, and I'm not feeling that, but that's what I mean, that idea of travel, but with a need for protection. Right, so that you can integrate, bring together perhaps two things you think of as opposite, like for instance, your sexuality and your spirituality. That's a typical Leo challenge, right? How do I take that passion, sex fire that I have, and how do I balance my crown chakra and my second chakra? Perfect way of saying it, right? All right, so let's keep going. Now, this is the newest deck to the Drawing the Circle Productions divination team. The Lover's Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno. I'm getting my authors confused again. So this may or may not be necessarily about romance. I mean, this is the Lover's Oracle, but let's see what it has to say. Take a nice deep breath. My pantheons of love. Please, one card in clarity for my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is the Lover's Oracle that this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video needs from the pantheons of love, whether it's loving themselves or something to do with their career or actually a relationship in some way, shape, or form? Please. Wow, these are really hard cards to shuffle because they're heart-shaped, and I don't have a heart-shaped box to keep them in for weeks. So please, my collective pantheons of love, what's the message? What's the oracle for them this new moon in Capricorn waxing to full moon next in Leo, their sign, our sign, January 2021. And this one, it's telling you something. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. That's why the interior temperance is necessary here. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Now, that's a little specific. Now, here's the thing about resentment. You have to feel it to release it. You have to let that piece of what's ever inside of you that feels resentful. Like, it's often about healing guilt towards someone. right? Or anger or resentment or frustration, because they did that is, I realize I don't think you can have blame, resentment without blame. But maybe that's coming towards you as well. I know for myself, I've been accused of plenty of shit I never did, right? That comes with being a witch, with scapegoats usually. Not with my gods anymore so much, they don't put up with that. But it's really saying you need to deal with the emotions, that there's an emotion going on here that is clouding the situation. So there might be some mental static about an emotion here based in resentment that you are seeing through a glass darkly. There, I just gave you New Testament. How's that for a mystical witch? Hey, I'll take truth, grace, and wisdom wherever the fuck I can find it. It's 2021. You bet your ass I will. All right, so this is interesting. This is shaping up. I'm getting the feel of what this looks like, even in a general sense. So let's keep going. Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher selves, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Breathe. All right, the higher selves of all involved. This Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the piece of information, inspiration, or insight they most need from their higher selves this new moon in Capricorn, waxing to their full moon in Leo, perhaps our full moon in Leo, January 2021. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. And that's kind of what I was picking up on here, that if you're feeling resentful, be authentic in that moment and say, yep, I am feeling this. Instead of, oh no, resentful me, har, har, hardy, har, har. No, no, no. That creates problems. That creates all sorts of constipation physically and energetically, right? All sorts of congestion, right? And maybe you don't post it on Facebook or social media. Maybe you don't take a picture. Maybe that is something that you temper within yourself. How about this? Even if shit is being said about you, that ain't true. We are Leos. You know what people do. Sometimes people get a little bit jealous of our Leonine, particularly our hair. Even, like, I know a lot of, I'm Leo rising. I know a lot of Leo risings who are bald, and it doesn't matter. They're still Leo rising regardless of follicle deficiency or otherwise. Be authentic to who you are, which certainly means with that temperance that you got to take what you want here and what you feel and bring them into balance, not by canceling out one or the other. Too much water puts out fire, too much fire evaporates water. So to find that balance there, but I gotta say the mental part of this is hard. So that's why I think that the Lover's Oracle card is saying, really, your emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception. So how do you do that? Just ignore the emotion? No. You temper it, you balance it, you do the inner child work, the shadow work, whatever it is you want to call it. Although this is a waxing moon, I tend to find shadow work easier during waning moon. But let's get this last card down, because this is often the one that weaves them all together. But I do see a connective tissue here, a thread of narrative through here. So let's talk to the Ascended Masters through the Healing Mantra deck. Like, I'm really not feeling anything overtly romantic sexually here. There are plenty of cards that could have come right out and said that. Remember, the healing angel here is focused. So a focus, right, with protection, the thunder egg, I'll put it all together. Let's get this last one on the table. They're saying this will help big time. Breathe. All right, my Ascended Masters, General Assembly, please. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra from my beloved Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video? It's the healing mantra we most need this new moon in Capricorn, waxing to the full moon hour, full moon in Leo, January 2021. Illuminating the truth. Work. I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. And the reason why I can say that without really, you can't. Can you see that? Right? I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome, because this is almost a daily mantra for me as a clairvoyant. I have to see things clear. That's what clairvoyant means. Clear seer, or to see clearly. Clairvoyant. Right? I'm going to read you from the bookie book on this, but I got to tell you, sometimes we don't want to see things clearly no matter the outcome. But with this Five of Swords, like I'm saying, there's a lot of psychic cacophony in the air. I mean, psychic cacophony. Psychic cacophony. It's fun to say. Illuminating the truth. I'm willing to see things clearly, no matter the outcome. I sure as hell am. When the truth is illuminated, you are no longer willing to settle for opinions. That's part of that Five of Swords. But instead yearn for a direct reflection that can shift fear and apprehension into higher vibrations of acceptance. Right? Okay, so there is some stuff that's confusing about this, but I really like that phrase, but instead you yearn for a direct reflection, right? To see something so clearly. In the illumination of truth, it doesn't matter how much life gets inconvenienced or disrupted. Instead, the recognition of fact versus falsehood, oh my God, allows you to move past the shattering of expectations to commune with a reality beyond the horizon of your ingrained ideas. In other words, it's going to break down barriers. It's going to help you grow and expand in terms of what you can see and what you can know, of course, to then integrate this truth into your life. There's going to be change, but it's going to take a lot of focus on your part and a focus on being authentic without ripping someone's face off verbally and hopefully not physically, and unless, you know, it's a surgical procedure. Nip tuck. Here we go. This mantra is ideal for recovering from betrayal. I mean, the Thunder Egg, the amulet stone with that Five of Swords, recovering from betrayal, healing abandonment, and dealing with distrust. And maybe distrust in your own gut, right? Distrust in this process. Illuminating the truth. I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. I'm going to put it together for you in a prayer and see how these puzzle pieces really fit together, at least in this moment. My collective pantheons. May the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, perhaps myself included, be blessed with all that we need. This new moon in Capricorn waxing to full moon in Leo, our full moon for the year, that we may call upon and work with the angel of focus that we need to in order to address our emotions, perhaps resentments of ourselves or others that are clouding the picture, while we really find and maintain the temperance, the harmony, the balance through discipline and patience within ourselves to illuminate the truth, being willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome, working perhaps with the energy or the actual amulet stone of thunder eggs to protect, to ground, to focus and to integrate the different parts of our lives that need to be integrated, as we are aware of the mental, conflicting, argumentative, resentful energies in the air that may not be truthful, hence them needing to illuminate the truth as they are authentic to who they are, speaking their truth in a tempered, merciful way, hopefully for their well-being, the growth, the evolution, the waxing of the light within their lives and in all of life for the well-being of all. This new moon in Capricorn to full moon next in Leo, January 2021. So would be, and so it is. And there's your reading, my darling Leos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, again, if you liked it, like it. If you want more, subscribe. If you feel like commenting, I do read the comments and comment back when I can and when it hits me to do so. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this new moon to full moon next January 2021. My Leonines and my darlings, roar. Hail. Farewell.